What's up everyone, Carter here. Welcome back to another video. And once again, we're doing videos where I'm sitting here in front of the camera talking about wrestling because again, I keep changing up what I'm doing with the channel. But WWE 2K24, it's not really a great gameplay, like it's not really great. I'm not really enjoying playing it, so that's why I haven't been doing 2K videos anymore. Of course, I could always go back and do other games and older games. But, right now I kind of want to just do videos where I'm sitting here talking about wrestling because, right now wrestling is on a high again with WWE recently moving to Netflix. New Japan were coming off a great Wrestle Kingdom weekend, the AEW, still putting on great shows. So let's get into it. Let's talk about wrestling. And in today's video, we will be talking about 5 superstars I think could win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble. If you do want to see me do another version of this for the women's video, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And let's get straight into it with number 1. The man on my hoodie, the OTC, the original tribal chief. Of course, Roman Reigns gotta be one of the favourites to win the Men's Royal Rumble this year. Of course, the OTC recently regaining the Ulafala in tribal combat against Solo Sikoa on the debut episode of Raw on Netflix. He's got his Ulafala back. Now it's time for the original tribal chief to turn his attention to regaining his undisputed WWE Heavyweight Championship. And of course, we kind of seen this getting teased with Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes having a promo on SmackDown last week as I've recorded this. So it seems like, he's got the Ulafala back. Now all that is left for Roman is to regain the championship from the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And of course, this will be a rematch from the last 2 WrestleManias. Of course, this will be the 3rd singles match between Roman and Cody at WrestleMania. But this would kind of switch it up a bit, freshen it up, because both times previously, Cody was going in as the Rumble winner to challenge Roman Reigns. This will be a little bit of a role reversal with Roman as the challenger and Cody as the defending champion, with Roman with the point of prove, trying to regain his championship. Number 2, we're going to go with the best in the world, CM Punk. CM Punk recently returned to the company back at Survivor Series 2023. His first match back in the company, televised anyway. He did have a few house show matches against Dominic Mysterio, but his first televised match back was the Royal Rumble last year, where things didn't go as planned for the best in the world. He, of course, tore his tricep and ended up coming up runner-up in that Rumble matchup, as Punk will be looking to do one better and do what he's never done before. He's done a lot. He's done it all in his career, but he's never won the Royal Rumble and he's never main evented WrestleMania. Could 2025 be the year for CM Punk to do so? Of course, since coming back to the company, Punk's been involved in that World Heavyweight Championship picture on Raw. Of course, feuding with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Having a great year leading to that great Hell in a Cell match with Drew back at Bad Blood. I won't be surprised if Punk was to win the Rumble this year. But he's one where I'm looking at, is it really going to be his year this year? I don't know. I don't know if it'll be Punk this year. I just think he has a lot of other stuff going on with Seth that hasn't been fully resolved yet, even though they did have that match on the first episode of Raw on Netflix. But again, I can definitely see CM Punk win the Rumble and going after that World Heavyweight Championship on Raw. Seeing that he's been in since coming back. And will he finally win the Rumble and get the belt? We'll have to wait and see. Number 3, it's kind of my wild card pick. It's my kind of out there pick. But if you let me fantasy book a bit, it will start to make sense why at number 3 I've gone for the honorary use, Sami Zayn. This does kind of involve a bit of fantasy booking because, Sami going after Gunther, rematch from last year, it does make a bit of sense. Of course, he did end Gunther's Intercontinental Championship reign, that historic reign at WrestleMania last year. Could he end Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship reign at Mania this year in a rematch? Or, Gunther could get his win back and beat Sami at Mania this time for the World Heavyweight Championship. But the main reason I've kind of gone with Sami, and the main reason I'm talking about fantasy booking, is who is challenging for the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble. Of course, a man who Sami Zayn has a lot of history with in Kevin Owens. Now imagine Kevin Owens wins the ladder match, becomes champion, heads into WrestleMania with the gold. Who better to challenge Kevin Owens in a main event of WrestleMania? A man he's been tag team partners with, a man he's been enemies with, whether it's been in WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor, PWG, wherever these two have gone, they've had wars with and with against each other. And that is, Sami Zayn. Like I said, it's kind of my out there pick, my kind of like wild card pick in Sami. If Cody was to drop the belt going into Mania, you have a story there with Kevin. You have a story there with Sami, and Sami for so long, he's been a guy who I've wanted to see get that big main event push. We thought we were going to get it when he turned on the Bloodline. Of course, that led to him and Kevin Owens' main event in WrestleMania Night 1 2 years ago for the tag team titles against the Usos. There's so much history there, so much story there you can tell. I feel like Sami Zayn, he's more than deserving than that opportunity. He's more than deserving of becoming world champion. And even if he doesn't win the Rumble, even if he doesn't get that championship opportunity at WrestleMania, I really hope 2025 is the year we see Sami Zayn become world heavyweight champion or WWE world champion. In the WWE, it's something I've been wanting to see for a long time. As a big Sami Zayn El Generico fan, it is something I will still continue to push the agenda with. But yeah, that's kind of like my out there wildcard pick. Now, getting back things on track, I'm going to go number 4. The final boss, the great one, the people's champion. Of course, we're talking about The Rock. And I know a lot of people feel like we're not going to get The Rock at WrestleMania. And I get that after his promo on the Netflix debut of Raw. I forgot what I was saying there. But yeah, the Netflix debut of Raw, we seen The Rock cut a promo, thanking Cody for carrying the company. He came out, shook Roman's hand and put the Ulafala on Roman. So it seems like it kind of cut off any possibilities of 2 matches. But, that was more of corporate TKO board member Dwayne Johnson more than it was the final boss, The Rock promo. So I'm thinking maybe this is WWE, this is The Rock trying to throw us off a bit, get us off course, have us thinking Rock won't be there, Rock won't be in the Rumble, Rock won't be at WrestleMania, just so when that music does hit, after the countdown, you hear the, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? And the crowd will pop, they'll go mental, and yeah, I feel like they could be trying to swerve us, they could be trying to make us think he won't be there just to get that big pop, for that big reaction, that big surprise at the Rumble. And yeah, like I said, it does look like they kind of ended that Cody feud, but there is history there from last year. Of course, leading into that tag match at WrestleMania, there is a story you can tell between The Rock and Cody still. But personally, if you are getting The Rock for WrestleMania, I'd finally do the Roman match. I'd much rather see the Roman and Rock match than Roman and Cody. Just because I feel like that Roman Rock match has been something that's been talked about and teased for years, well before Cody Rhodes even left the company the first time. Like going back to Royal Rumble 2015 when The Rock came out to help Roman. This has kind of been a match that's been speculated for that long. So yeah, if you were getting The Rock for Mania, I'd probably rather see the Roman match just get done finally. Would the Cody match be better than the Roman match? Maybe. There's a story there with both matches, but again, like I said, it doesn't seem like we'll be getting The Rock at Mania, but this could just be WWE trying to, direct us off course just so when we do get it, there's a big pop, a big reaction. Even though, does The Rock need that? Not really, but again, this could be them trying to make us think we're going in a direction that we're not. And that's why I feel like you cannot count out The Rock winning the Royal Rumble this year. And of course, last but not least, the fifth person I'm going to talk about in this video. It's one of the greatest of all times. It is the man who is on his final run in the company. He said 2025 will be the last year for John Cena. And will Cena win the Royal Rumble? You know, he's already won 2008, 2013. Can he win another one and, you know, join Stone Cold with 3 wins in the Rumble? It's hard to tell. You know, if he wins, of course, 3 Rumbles, ties Austin for the record, go on to WrestleMania and challenge where he could potentially win his 17th world title, which again breaks the record. Like, it could really be Cena breaking all the records, tying all the records in his final year here. And again, either way, I feel like there's an interesting match at stake, whether we get Cody and Cena, you know, the new face of the company versus the old face of the company, or whether it's Gunther and Cena. I feel like that's a very intriguing styles clash that I want to see. These are 2 matches I would like to see Cena have on his farewell tour. So if we were to get one at WrestleMania, I would not be able to complain. Because like I said, the Cody match would be the old face of the company versus the new face of the company. That's an interesting story. That's an interesting thing that you can do. And with Gunther and Cena, it's a very intriguing styles clash. That, again, I feel like that'd be something that I'd be very interested to see. And yeah, I know Cena was kind of talking about self-doubt a lot in his promo. Again, referencing the debut episode of Raw on Netflix. And I feel like a lot of people think maybe Cena loses the Rumble, maybe he comes runner-up, and just that self-doubt creeping in, that he cannot get it done, that he will not get that 17th title reign. And, you know, maybe he has to find another way to get to WrestleMania. Maybe he has to win the Elimination Chamber. That's how he gets a title match. Maybe he doesn't even get a title match at WrestleMania. We get like Cena Norton, or, you know, Cena Punk, or, you know, Cena in a match not for a title, but, you know, there's a lot of history there, a lot of history, a lot of story there between Cena and someone else. Or maybe we just get a Cena dream match that we haven't seen before, you know, like Cena and just Carmelo Hayes. I'm just thinking of someone in the company that we haven't seen Cena have a match against. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be Carmelo Hayes. It's just, you know, someone that came to mind that I'd like to see Cena face. So yeah, there are 5 superstars that I think could potentially win the 2025 Royal Rumble. If I had to pick one as outright right now, saying this is who I think would win the Rumble, I probably would go with John Cena, the last person I said. Like I said, he's in his final run as a superstar. He's approaching retirement. One more Rumble win, he ties the record for Stone Cold. One more World Championship win, he breaks the Ric Flair's record. You know, Cena is someone who's talked about as one of the greatest of all time, and someone like my age, who grew up watching John Cena, he definitely is one of the greatest of all time for me. So I can can see this being a run where Cena, you know, gets all the accomplishments that he hasn't. Maybe, like I said, it's a record-breaking run. He ties the records for the most Rumble wins. He breaks the record for the most titles. Maybe John Cena finally becomes an Intercontinental Champion. And, you know, there's a lot of things you can do with Cena, and I just feel like, this is going to be the year of John Cena, you know, this farewell run. And one last time, we're going to get Super Cena just running through everyone. But yeah, like I said, I feel like that's one of the intriguing things about the Rumble this year. I listed 5 people who I feel like genuinely could win the Rumble and within reason. And there's already a story there that you can tell with them all going forward into WrestleMania from the Rumble, and not just I won the Royal Rumble, I'm going to become champion now. There's a history there. There's a lot of story between everyone I mentioned and the current champions that you could tell. So yeah, like I said, it's very intriguing. It's why WWE is so hot right now. Triple H doing an amazing job with this type of stuff. And And yeah, I'm very interested to see where this goes. I will be going to Raw and SmackDown in London on the road to WrestleMania. So I'm hoping the road to WrestleMania continues, it starts at Royal Rumble. But I'm hoping it's a very good road to WrestleMania. I'm hoping we get a lot of big stuff, a lot of surprises, a lot of stuff we're excited to see, because it is an exciting time to be a wrestling fan, especially with the WWE just coming to Netflix. The company is hot right now, and let's hope they can keep that momentum going, because the more wrestling that is on fire, the better for us fans. Yeah, like I said, I will probably do a video like this for the Women's Royal Rumble. So if you want to see that, do subscribe, leave a like, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.